Hello again. Like many viewers, I love the film made of the Railway Children, starring a teenage Jenny Agutter. I can never watch Call the Midwife without comparing Jenny Agutter with how she looked 50 years ago. When the decision was made to make a sequel to The Railway Children, which was also to star Jenny Agutter, and what's more, to be filmed in the same location as the original, many of us were very optimistic about such a scheme. Alas, we have been sadly let down. With the current mania, both for all things American and also for the wrongs suffered for black people over the years, it was perhaps inevitable that the new film would centre around American racism, rather than being an innocent and happy tale of life in the English countryside in the mid 20th century. The central character in the new film, which is set during the Second World War, is a black American soldier who has been viciously beaten by racist American military police officers. Echoes of current American concerns, or what? I suppose that because all films made in Britain these days have their eye on the market across the Atlantic, it was a smart move to make the plot of this one to focus on white police brutality against an innocent and good-natured black person. Sure to remind viewers of the George Floyd business, and it should play well too with supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement. I suppose, though, that I cannot help asking myself if I watch a film like the original Railway Children to escape from the modern world and its preoccupations. I think I do. Of course, the Railway Children was a fantasy set in Edwardian England and was, even when the novel was originally published in 1905, a piece of escapism which ignored serious social issues of the day with the motive simply of entertaining people. I see nothing wrong with that, but of course, just as in the former Soviet Union, so too in modern Britain, the idea of a film made purely for the frivolous purpose of entertaining people and making them forget about social injustice, racism and the class war is not to be tolerated. Every book and film, even those specifically aimed at children, must carry a clear ideological message of the correct kind. So, a family film becomes a vehicle not for entertaining parents and children and making them smile or cry, but rather for teaching them the correct way of viewing history and also encouraging them to see modern society through a particular and Marxist lens. Anybody seeking funding to make a film these days will be unlikely to get it unless they A. make sure that black people are given prominent parts and shown as being kinder, better and more worthy than white people, and B. that the filmmaker demonstrates how his or her film is relevant to modern issues such as racism, the struggle against right-wing extremism and so on. There is no such thing today as a simple family film of the sort we remember from our own childhoods. Cinema films today are seen as a means of propaganda to teach people how they should think and behave. Speaking personally, if I want a guide to ethical conduct, then I might turn to scripture or perhaps read a book by Spinoza or Nietzsche. I go to the pictures to be entertained, and that is my sole reason for watching a film. So it is that the new Railway Children film fails on several levels for me. I live in hope that this present trend for political indoctrination via the medium of television and cinema is only a passing craze, but the longer it continues, the more I begin to fear that it is going to be with us for a long while yet.